Hello everyone, Sriram here. Hope I'm audible and good for you. Fantastic. Great. Happy to see you all on a fantastic day. That is Saturday. Great all. Thanks for joining on time. And this program is specifically meant to talk about PMP 2021. What is the strategy? This PMP is always a buzzword in the market when you are crossing 7 or 8 years of experience, or at least some years of experience where you start feeling that, hey, I can go to next level. So either people think of, shall I go for any MBA? Shall I go for a PMP? Shall I go for a Prince 2? Shall I go for a recommendation? My uncle has a company. My aunt has a company. Will anybody recommend me in your company? Okay, these all happens after 70 years of time. That too, with the job market fluctuating, people start looking into what is the easy way to go on. So first answer is there is no easy way. Leadership, there is nothing called easy way. You have to learn. So we're going to talk about what we can do with PMP 2021 and how to achieve it, right? First of all, thanks to everyone for joining here. Thanks for all the YouTube subscribers and thanks for being part of this family. Let know in your comments if you want more different sessions. We'd be happy to contribute. With this, we'll kickstart. I can see a lot of known faces here. Let me quickly see some of the faces. If anybody eager to show their faces here. Okay, Soumya has a good smile there. Great. Let's see some of the faces and say hi. Arjit, it's too much. Yeah? In camera also, you're putting a mask. Okay. Okay, fantastic. Great. Hi to all. Thanks for coming on the cam to show your face. Fantastic. Great. Mohan is here. Vinay, Mohammad, Shivarama, Sandy, Vinay. Fantastic. Great. Good. Some of you are not ready for the camp. Shriram, yet to do the makeup. Don't ask me to come on the camp. Okay. Fantastic. Great. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Ajit. I got the message. Great. So you're free to keep your cam on or you can keep your cam off mode. Thanks a lot. We will start this session from here. And I do have people from different part of the world. So let's say good morning to some of them. You are in the different part of the world. And we have conducted a few sessions about PMP. And again, at this time, I want to bring up some of the basics and some of the advanced level. We'll talk about it today. This is going to be nearly a 90 minutes of session. So we'll try to cover as much we can understand how we can achieve this. So there are a lot of more other questions like, is this really PMP worth doing? Do I need to put the effort like this? Or do I have any short route? So probably you can reach out to me to talk about the counseling for your career. We'll try to help you out. First of all, I have to understand your job nature, what you do, and then give some counseling out of that. But now today, we will talk mostly on the PMP, one of the most reputed certificate in the market. So kindly somebody confirm me, you are able to hear me well and you can see me well. If both are good, let's jump inside. Okay, thumbs up coming up. Great. Both are good. Thanks a lot. I appreciate all the feedback coming up there. So what we'll do, we will start screen sharing. Fantastic, right? Success is not overnight. It's when every day you move a little more forward. Yep, I like this message. I keep this background for a long time. Some of you would have observed it. Sriram, you keep the same wallpaper for a long time because sometimes you lose a rhythm. When you see this picture, it motivates us. That's the point. Good. I believe you see the PowerPoint. Okay, the PowerPoint is here in front of you. And some of you more join now. Thanks all for joining. Let's go further more. Some of you watching from YouTube, thanks a lot for watching. So how to crack PMP in 2021? We are going to talk some factors here. There are a good amount of videos available in the market. And of course, this can be one more contribution in that group. I have grouped certain things, how to do for this PMP. This is for the people who are just starting PMP, who are middle of PMP, who are very close to attain the certificate, or somebody who don't even know what is PMP all about. So let's cover all this segment here. I have put some bullet points. You can see something on the learning, reading, connecting the dots, solving questions, and exam mindset. What is this? We'll understand one by one. Let's go first thing. First, let's bring up something on the learning stuff. In order to achieve PMP or before getting to PMP, there is a question from many of the people in the market. Is it really PMP worth it? Let me give a brief about it. It purely depends on the industry where you are. It purely depends on what is your career path you're looking into. If you're a pure technical person, still you want to understand how a management works, you can learn this. When you cross a number of years like 5 years, 8 years, or 10 years of experience, you tend to look out for something on the leadership in the role where you are. Wherever you are, you need to learn how to integrate things and make it flow in a structured way. Even though we can do that as a human being, we have this something called survival instinct. Every human has something called survival instinct with which we can do things better for ourselves. But when you want to do with a group of people, when everybody works on their own survival instinct, things doesn't integrate properly. So somebody has to group it. Somebody has to bring a common mission, common goal, and make it happen. That is where some leadership start happening. When you talk about leadership, it talks about understanding the people, understanding the process, understanding the system in place, understanding the demand in the market, understanding some of the factors outside of our reach, and how do you drive it without having any self-interest. And that's going to be on the management side. So I would recommend anybody, either you're a managerial person or you're a technical person, at least go through this course once. Do certificate, don't do certificate, that's a different story. At least read this management subject at least once, which is going to organize, first of all, your own life. Then we can think of organizing our job. Then we can think of organizing the organization. Then we can think of organizing the society. So point is, first we will get well organized when you read this kind of subjects. It's a good subject to read. Yeah. So PMP is recommended for anybody from any industry. Just read it. But if there is a promotion, there is a job change, there is a country change, something going to happen for you, certificate makes a big, big, big difference. So go for it. With this note, let's get inside. Boo, 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 boo. Right, learning. So let's start with the learning. I have put in certain points here. What I want to tell here, learning. First, choose the right learning platform. What I mean that there are a lot of variety of courses available in the market. You can go for a self-study process. You can go to institute-based learning. You can take up any courses in your corporate. It could be anything, but choose the right platform. If you don't start the right platform, the whole system will have trouble. I am come across many people who started somewhere with the courses and they struggle hard because they don't have a proper basement of learning. When the basement is not clear, it's going to be struggling you towards the journey of the course. Maybe when you complete a certificate also, you may not have the knowledge. Shriram, did you say it after completing certificate, I won't have knowledge? Yes, it is. Certification completion may happen, but when I put you into implementation, you may not have that broad knowledge to implement something. So start with a proper learning process. It's very, very, very important. I see many people cut the corner somewhere some course is available. Somehow I'll do this, I'll get that 35. People are very eager to get that 35 PDUs or 35 learning hours, contact hours. That is only one portion of it. Choose the right platform for the class. That's a basement is very important. Once you put that basement properly, now when you go to these classes, first listen with the open mind. Don't ever go with your preoccupied experience mindset, because what you're going to learn in PMI or PMP, it's coming across 200 countries, the essence of successful and failure project. They go through all these projects, get the essence of it, squeeze it, get a juice out of it, and that juice is coming in the classes. You and me, worked in a corporate. Maybe I did around 15, 18 years of projects. You may be at 5 years, maybe you may be 25 years of experience. That is not sufficient. 25 years is not sufficient to decide you are the best. These guys are coming with the books from 200 countries for hundreds of years. What happened? So let's listen with the open mind what they say. Second important point. Because I see many people come to the class and start clashing. Their mind don't allow to listen. They say that no, my project happens like that. No, it won't work like that. So slightly go with the way the book says. Second thing of listening. And third thing, it's something going to be on listen the session video at least 2 times. Usually we take classes of a video session and we share the video recording. Would recommend you to listen the session at least 2 times. Shinam, why you say 2 times? The reason being is, first time when you listen, you will listen with certain assumptions. Only when you listen second time, you start getting the essence of the subject. You may get certain questions getting clarified. Shriram, what if it is a classroom session? I don't have a video recording. Tough question. Usually in the classroom sessions, we recommend you to take a lot of notes. You have to relook at the notes, what happened in the classes. If it is a classroom, if it is an online, if it is a recorded session, please listen second time. Very important. And the last point on the learning part, mark your exam date. The moment the classes started, straight away put an exam date. If the class is starting on the March, your exam date should be April last or May 1st and 2nd week. Keep a 30 to 50 days of window and book a date. Shriram, you mean you have to pay the fee and the book the date? No. Tentatively mark in a calendar that this is the date I want to go for exam. Why? The moment you put the date, your brain started functioning effectively because it knows that is a rocket launching date. If it knows that's a rocket launching date, automatically you start working on all the subsidiary items. So learning process starts with first find the proper place to learn. It could be a great institute, it could be a good coach, good support system. Understand the basics and go, because some of them go to a different place and struggle hard. So coming back on this point, learning, set it properly. This is for the new people. Let me see something happening here. Uh, Hope my audio is good. Some of them telling audio is not good. Hope you're hearing me well. Everybody getting good audio? Thanks for confirming. Thanks for confirming. Great. Thanks a lot. Okay, let's go for this. Now, some of him telling me, Sriram, it's okay, man. This learning process and all, okay. I joined the institute. I went to LinkedIn. I went to different institute. I came to your institute. I learned things. Now, what is next? Tell me something next. Okay, something next. Reading habits. In PMP 2021, what is happening is the books are becoming a mix of lot. Sriram, did you say mix of lot? Yeah, we have been given with the 10 reference books by PMI. Usually PMI don't declare all these books. This time they're very open, tell that, hey, these are the 10 books you can read and come for the exam. Now the problem is, none of these books are small books. Each book is one pillow. 10 books, if you want to read, you're going to get, that's it. You'll say, man, enough. I don't want to do this. Because people coming to PMP are already in a position. They are in a job. They are tightly packed already. If not, they are having a family which is tightly packed. They couldn't do anything. This could be the age between 25 to 35, 40, 45, 50. Very packed lifetime. In this timeline, you cannot read 10 books. So you have to choose one book and choose a right book and read that book completely. I used to stress this many times. Don't jump between books. That too, when you do PMP 2021, don't jump with too many books. I'm seeing people keep recommending then and their books. They put something in YouTube, get something and put in a WhatsApp. Hey, I saw this book. I saw this books. There are a lot of books. If you keep on running between all the books, when you will get the core concept. You have to take a one book and read it completely, understand the core concept, then go to different book to understand, is my understanding matching with the concepts? For that reason, you can go to other books, but if not, don't jump too many books. So, Sriram, which book you recommend? Which book you recommend? Okay, anybody in this PMP industry will recommend only one book, that is PMBOK 6th edition, as per today. If you ask me after 4 months later, maybe 7th edition has some ingredients, but for now, PMBOK 6th edition is one of the best book to read, right? If that's the case, choose one book and read it completely well before jumping to another book. The problem in the market is people want a shortcut. People ask for, can any author give me 20 pages to read to clear PMP? Can somebody give me 100 pages to read? It is there for tips and tricks. Well and good. I'm not saying no. But if you want to understand the concept, take one good book, read it completely. That's very, very, very important. Second point, complete all the chapter tests in Rita 10th edition. Rita 10th edition book is really good, which has a combination of adaptive, predictive, hybrid. So what is this three things, Sriram? In PMP 2021, the concept is like this. They're going to have more proportion of adaptive, some more proportion of hybrid, and some little proportion on predictive. If anybody coming from the past or few years back of PMP, most of the questions will be of a predictive nature. Sure, what is predictive nature? Predictive nature talks all about planning in advance and start working. Now the market is moving towards adaptive and hybrid model. Hybrid is a combination of both predictive and adaptive. So expect more amount of questions in examination, more on hybrid model. So what to do? Go to Rita book 10th edition and practice all the chapter tests in that. What do you mean by chapter test? If I want to go to resource management, in resource management, there will be some 35 questions. Practice it. It's very important. Third point for reading habit, read minimum 40 minutes per day. So, Shriram, 40 minutes is enough for me. I said minimum 40 minutes, where I'm removing your distractions. Many of us keep the book open, but our eyes will be somewhere there. The book is open with the mobile is on. I'm not counting those times. Reading 40 minutes is a decent time somebody to kickstart your learning process. You may be in a job, you may be a mom with a kid. Whatever position you are, 40 minutes is feasible in a day to start with. As the days move forward, as the exam date is coming closer, move from 40 to 1.5, 2 hours, 3 hours, or 4 hours. If a weekend comes, you can go for a stretch of 4 hours. Now, why I put the 40 minutes is 40 minutes is a very decent time a human brain can concentrate. Usually 20, 25 minutes, your brain can concentrate. After that, there'll be some distraction. Take a buzz, come back again, another 20 minutes. Sufficient, decent time per day, 20 to 40 minutes of reading. If you do 40 minutes of reading, you would have covered a small portion of the subject in the book what you chosen. Now we'll come to the point number one. If you have one book chosen properly, if you read every day 40 minutes, if you have very lesser time, still you will cross a portion of the subject. Imagine you get 2 or 3 hours per day, you are lucky bird, you can learn a huge portion of the subject, right? So point is, choose a book, go with Rita 10th edition for writing chapter test. Third one, read minimum 40 minutes per day. Fourth point, every morning have a habit of writing the 36 tasks which is given by PMI as part of PMP 2021 exams. Sure, what is this 36 task? They're given the task talking about how to create a team. They're given a task about how to execute a project. They're given a task all about how to be tracked with the team and see the business value. They're how to be on helping the business environment, understanding. So these are given as a task, 36 tasks. In fact, we have given to all of our students a list of tasks, how to write, how to group, practice it on a daily basis. So that's about the reading habit. And the next one is every morning, read a new topic. So is it important to read a new topic? I will say, yes, you have to. Morning is a time your brain is very active, which can catch up some new concepts. Don't start with the old topic in the morning. How to do is, morning once you wake up, don't ever touch your mobile. Don't ever touch the newspaper. Brush up and get ready. Sit with a paper pencil and start reading the new topic, any new topic for 40 minutes. And before you go to bed, revise that new topic, what you read in the morning, in the night. Now your brain easily maps well because it gets a 12 hours of gap while you read it and while you go to bed, you revise it. It gives amazing self-confidence that what you read in the morning, if you revise in the night, it gives a complete cycle. And when you sleep and wake up, this content goes to your subconscious mind. See, you tell very easily, man, as if moving something from refrigerator, you're telling subconscious mind. Not like that, but actually your brain works that way. Morning is a very active time. Your brain pumps very heavily and it works actively. In the night, you'll be a little tired. When you are tired, when you read the read content already, it gives more energy that I know this content. So now if you do that of morning new and night revision, your brain accumulates all this detail and it really recollect when it needed. Now, why I have to give all this story? So first thing I said, proper learning process you have to start with. Second is proper reading process. Read well. So learning, reading. I'm going to go to the exam questions. How to solve the exam question. I'm giving you the basement. First of all, your learning and reading should be properly done. When these two are properly done, you can solve the questions better than the other person. I'll tell you why. Many people are finding a shortcut, searching in YouTube. Is there any author talking about how to solve the questions? Yes, they're giving a good example. It's useful. I'm not saying no. When this basement is not clear, in case your question paper becomes tougher, I'm pressing out. In case your question paper become tougher, that time those tips won't help. This knowledge only will help you. The basement should be good. Leave the exam. After 5 years, you become a project director of the company. If you don't learn it properly today with the basement, you got the certificate also, and you are standing in a forum to resolve a problem or give an idea, but nothing coming up out of you. People will doubt how you got this certificate. They won't think you are bad. They will think certificate is bad, right? We are talking about project management professional. We do have some doctors in the industry who may not recommend the right medicine. So we think how these guys got doctor, right? The same can happen to our profession. So let's do a justice of what we read properly. Read, spend time and read it. So learning and reading, these two are very, very, very important. Have you got it? Before I go to next step, before I get to next step, are you clear? Great, great, great. Good, good. I know these things, most of you are with me in the classes. You understood, you got it, right? Shriram, this content we know well, man. I know I have to go to institute, learn it properly. I know I should read the books properly, well and good. Now comes the main segment before I go to the questions. Connecting the dots. So what is this connecting the dots? Connect dots of your learning and your experience. Now, this is a very important area. You may be more than 3 years experience. You may be more than 25 or 30 years of experience. Now, what you are learning in PMI is an international standard, an international method of handling the project effectively. They didn't tell this is a right way. They're recommending this could be a right way. Now, what you have to do is whatever you are learning, you have to start connecting with your own experience, what you did. But there is a debate in this market. Don't take your experience. Take only what PMI says, go to exam. If you do that, how do you answer your scenario-based questions, situation-based questions? So your brain should start mapping with what you learned and what experience you have. In your experience, 50% will be correct, 50% will be wrong. Take both the scenarios and start connecting with what you read in the books. When you connect this, your brain starts automatically seeing the situations. These are the people who answer the exam question effectively because already in their brain they have the situations happen in their real life. Now they see the good and bad in their real life with the books saying the concept. So they easily map it. Sharma, how to map it, man? Is it easy? Not easy. It takes time. How to do? Second point, use your corporate project for brain mapping. In your corporate where you work, definitely some project is going. Either you work on a project or you are surrounded by project. Just observe that couple of weeks to see what these guys are really doing, how the costing is working, how the schedule is working, the vendor management, how it's happening. At least understand how the stakeholders are handled in your corporate, what kind of communication they do. When you understand these basic stuff in a real life, when you connect that with your books, what you learn, you can see many mistakes in your corporate. You can see many good things than the PMI, possibly. When you do that, your brain starts connecting well, right? Now, I also give many people the thought, have an imaginary project with you. When I was preparing for PMP, when I drive to office, there is open ground, big open ground in front of the airport. I used to cross Orpet every time on the morning to go reach my office. Opposite the airport, there was open ground. So I used to watch this ground when I'm standing the signal in the car. And I keep an imagination, what if I'm constructing a big five-star hotel in front of the airport? So it's open land. What if I'm going to do that as a project manager? I start talking about land procurement, start talking about the blueprint, approval from the government, start the work with the resources like material, equipment, and people, and start with vendor management, start about communication, stakeholders, approval, everything. I just do all this imagination, just looking the open ground. Shyam, is it a one day? Not a one day. I was building this for 3 to 4 weeks in my brain. How a five-star hotel would be done if I'm a project manager with a learning experience. So I can do that with a predictive, hybrid, or adaptive nature. An imaginary project can play a big game in your mind. And this connects the subject very, very, very deep inside. Now you can question me. This much is needed for doing PMP? I would say not. Without this also you can clear the PMP. But one day when you stand in a forum as a project director and when you give some suggestions and choice, people should be amazed. Man, what you learned. Can I know your qualification? That day when you say I'm a PMP, they feel wow. So it's not about the subject, it's about how your brain imagine. Einstein says that more than what I put in the paper, many things were in my brain, imagination. So bring up more of imagination of things. Only imagination can bring wonders. So read, connect dots with your experience, do imagination, and that starts going well. How to make it productive? Take a paper and pencil, draw the project what you want to do. The last point is draw a project with the points learned. And that gives amazing connection. Shinam, do you do that? I did it. I even now do it. If I see a project, I'd start connecting it. I do sessions for ACP Agile projects. I do session for Scaled Agile. I do session for PMP. Now, whatever project I do, I start connecting it, how it's working. Am I good on that? No, I'm improving. Now, point is, a good learning is important. Good reading habits is important. Good connecting dots is important. When you do these three things, now your basement is pretty strong. And when you create this basement very strong, now we will do the move to the next stage of examination. I'll just give a pause here. How many of you feel that you are doing this process in place already? Let me see some of your comments. Anybody doing this process already? Proper learning, proper books, proper connecting dots. Okay, I'm getting a message. Yes, few of them. Some of them telling sometimes. Sometimes says not much. Okay, up to some extent, partially. Okay, thanks all for the feedback and comment here. Now the question is, this is a certificate I'm doing for getting a promotion. Do I need to put this effort? And also, Shriram, I'm a mom with a kid. I don't have this much of time. I'm a senior manager. You know, Shriram, very busy. I have to take care of my wife, my kids, my family. It's not easy, man. I agree. It's not easy. But if that is easy, then everybody would become top 2%. Only few people are top 2%. The reason is they spend time on this. Don't be so urgent to push for examination. Even if you clear the examination, I'm fine. But later after examination also, please read these concepts really well, right? Because the more you read this, the management industry is very vast and open. You can decide your paycheck. I repeat, you can decide your paycheck. The blank check will be kept on the table. Put your zeros, what do you want? Not zero in the front, zero in the back, right? It means a skill. Okay, so three things we learn, right? Learning, reading, connecting dots. Let's go to the next one. Solving questions. Let's go to the main area because many of you will be very interested how to solve questions. I'm going to show some of your questions also, how to see the keywords. I'll do that. So I made the basement now. Let's go to solving questions. To solve the questions, the first bullet point, understand the question from PMI perspective. What is this PMI perspective? PMI looks you as a project manager who is known with the responsibilities and roles, what they are doing. PMI thinks that you are a person who is capable of understanding adaptive nature, predictive nature, hybrid nature. PMI assumes that You have done multiple projects with the end-to-end knowledge. You got it right, end-to-end knowledge. So they're looking you as a person capable of doing certain things already. Now they start asking question, hey Sriram, I know that you are doing a project end to end. We know that you are a person who knows adaptive predictive hybrid model. We know that you know the essence of international project management. Now let me ask you a question. This is how they start. So first of all, you should know what is the PMI's angle of question, rather only seeing from your angle. Okay, this place clashes heavily. Shriram, you are easily telling that see from PMI angle, but it's not happening. Yes, by practice it will happen. It will take time. You have to slightly step away. No, let me see from their angle what they are trying to ask. This comes out of experience. It takes time. Second point, read the question as a leader of an organization. This is very important. So when you say leader, a leader is a person who can see without self-interest. I'm not talking about only the managerial track. I'm talking about leadership. A leader is a person sees a problem, sees a situation without self-interest on the benefit of the organization, on the benefit of winning something. Now, when you see a question without any bias, without any partiality, your brain functions effectively. So you know how to do that, man? This also comes by practice. It takes effort. You have to put some effort to take it, right? Yeah. Now let's go a little more. Third one, look for keywords in the question. I'm sure I have pressed it many times. And how to do that, that's what I'm going to show in a couple of questions now. Now, how to see the keywords, we'll learn it. Before that, keywords is very important. Don't read the question blankly. Read some places, there'll be some key point telling that the core of the question will be there. Sometimes the core of the question will be in the first sentence, sometimes the last sentence. Most of the time, last sentence or last but one sentence, only the core point will be there. And the same point will have the connection in one of the answer. How to see that? We will see that in a few minutes of time. Third or fourth point is use elimination technique. What is elimination technique? Sometimes we know the answer straight away. Sometimes we have to remove something unwanted, you will get the answer. If I go to a textile store, I want to buy a dress material. There are a bunch of dress in front of me. I don't know which one to choose. I may first say which one I don't want. I don't like this color. I don't want this model. Just remove it. Four or three will be in front of you. Now you get better option to choose. For elimination technique also, you should know the concept. This is a place where your basement will help you. A proper way of learning, a proper way of reading, a proper way of connecting the dots. The three things what you did there will help you here to eliminate effectively. I have seen many people like this within 4 seconds they'll eliminate all the wrong so they can get the right answer. It means the basement is pretty strong. Let's go to the next point. Understand the tense of the question. I would have said this in last videos also. Tense, past tense, present tense, and future tense of the question. I'll talk more and I go deep inside. So this is very, very, very important, the question, because a question is asked whether something happening now or something going to happen. That gives a variation of answers. So you have to be careful on that. And again, last one, don't be too hurry in the exam hall. I see some people don't know to do time management. They're very eager to complete the exam. Whatever you do, 180 questions, it's going to consume at least 3.5 hours. So keep in mind, 4 to 5 hours, I have to be there. So don't push yourself. Go in a rhythmic speed. At the same time, don't be too slow. There are some people stay one question 5 to 7 minutes. On an average, an exam question can be 1 minute 20 seconds or 22 seconds average. If you stay 7 minutes in a question, what happens? You build the pressure within you, right? So my recommendation is, if you read a question one time, I don't understand. You read it again second time, still you don't understand. What do you do? Don't stay there. Mark some answer, mark it, review, move away. I used to tell that in an exam, 20 questions will be like that. Out of 180 questions, 20 questions, you don't even understand what it is. Still, it is okay. Mark some answer and move away. Don't stay there in the same question. The more you stay in the same question, your shivering level will go high. You lose your confidence. So don't do that. Move away. Move away. Okay, now coming back. So 4 topics we went in: learning, reading, connecting the dot, solving the question. I have to show you how to solve the question. I will do that in a minute of time. Let me go a little more, little more. Okay, up to this, are you with me? Are you getting some topic? Is it giving some idea? Okay, okay. All right. Let's get to exam mindset. Okay. See, by the way, some of you should be edge of the exam. For you, what I'm saying will look like, shit, I'm already done with everything. So I'm trying to cover the people who are very fresh to the concepts of learning, because PMP is one of the most demanded certificate. At the same time, PMP is faked in the market with the shortcuts and other factors. I would recommend, please don't do that. Read it well. When you win on the stage, you should be proud to tell that I know it well. Tomorrow, the world should give some project to you where you make a better bridge construction, amazing software development, a good medical equipment, a good medicine for COVID. You do that with the highest standard, and you should feel proud that I did this because I learned it. You should not get a certificate just because I want to get 25% salary hike, or I want to get a visa in the country which I like. No, that's not the purpose of learning. The purpose of learning is your parents should feel proud that my son and my daughter did this, right? So that is the way of learning should happen. Coming to the last point before I go to exam question: exam mindset. Okay. So what is exam mindset? First of all, have the patience to answer the question after 60th question. Do anybody know how many questions in PMP exam? Let me see your comment. How many questions in PMP exam? 200. Oh man. Oh man. It's 180. By numerology, 1 plus 8, it's 9. So PMI thought numerology 9 works well. They so made it 180. Is it believable? No, no numerology here. This is 180 questions. They have reduced from 200 to 180 questions recently. That is from 2nd of January. And they have given 2 breaks in the exam. I would tell you, all are gifted people having 2 breaks. People who took exam last year had 1 break. Before that, no break. When I was taking examination, there was no break. But I took voluntarily a break of 5 to 8 minutes and then came back. Now exam is having 2 breaks. Still, if you can't clear the exam, I will tell your basement is not clear. A basement clear person should not lose this exam, because 2 breaks is sufficient. What will happen is 2 break, 10, 10, 20 minutes break. You can go out, refresh, drink, eat something and come back. I'll tell you, it gives amazing energy. Because when you continuously sit for 4 hours, last 1 hour, you will not be in your mode. You will answer something and click the button, somehow close the exam. So coming to the first point, have the patience to answer after 60th question. Why? First 50, 60 question will be very conscious. After 60th question, you will start feeling, let me choose some answers. After 100th question, many people lose the patience and start clicking some answer, some answer, some answer. For this reason only, you have to do at least 4 full exams practice. The 4 full exams, not for understanding the subject, for understanding your ability to sit in a place for 4 hours. I usually call it as a gravitation pull. You should have a gravitational pull to sit in a place, because after 60th question, you start feeling something heavy. Your brain starts going down, because when you complete 60th question, you would have crossed 90 minutes. Human brain after 1.5 hours start going down. You can see this when you go for a long drive in a car. You sit in a back seat or in a driver seat. First 1 hour will be normal. After 1.5 hours, you start searching something, playing some music, watching somewhere out. You will start feeling restless. And same happens in an exam hall. It happens. So that's the reason they given a break at 60th question. You people are blessed. utilize it, refresh yourself, and come back. Now, what to do when you do a practice exam? Now, in practice exam also, exactly 60th question, stop it. Whatever time it may be. There is no time slot for 60th question. Sometimes you'll complete in 1 hour, sometimes you'll complete in 1.5 hours. Whatever it is, stop there. Go, take a sip of water, washroom, come back again and sit. This walking and taking sip of water makes you little more better. 10 minutes. Come back and sit and work. Your brain works better. If not, your brain goes to the cruise mode. When your brain goes to cruise mode, you start clicking all the buttons. That's a problem, right? Okay, answering it, there is break which is not included in your exam. That is apart from exam. Your exam is 230 minutes. Apart from 230 minutes, institute is giving you, PMI institute is giving you 10 minutes. It's a free break. Utilize it, right? Good. Next point, follow the same timeline. Second point is follow the same timeline as your final exams while you practice. What is the point here? Now we are in the exam mindset. Okay. Imagine I'm planning my exam on March 30th, morning 8 a.m. as a Proctor exam. If I'm going to practice 4 full exams, practice exam, I will take the practice exam also on the same timeline, like morning 8 o'clock. Why? Why? Because your biological clock will work accordingly when you practice it. We are a human being, right? We need a bio break. We may need some different way of life. You would have some people work a night shift, some work in a daytime, some may be a new mom with a baby. Lot factors are there. So you have to accordingly set it. So when you practice, practice on the same time. That makes your body work effectively, your brain work effectively. Point number 2. Point number 3, do practice exam when you are fresh and active. Don't do this exam, practice exam, when you come back from the office. Many people do practice exam when they're exhausted and the score goes down. You further get demotivated, right? You get totally demotivated. Don't do that. You wake up in the morning. One day, wake up by 3 a.m. and write the exam if you're going to plan for 3 a.m. If you're planning for morning 8 o'clock exam, that day take half a day leave and take the exam, right? Shriram, no leave, tight work. I agree. I agree. You are in a position. I agree. But what you're investing here is a big, big thing in your life. When you want something great in your life, you have to do something great, right? So bargain and get some leaves and start working for it. You have to invest time. It's very, very, it's a career changing, man. You have to do that. You can't take it for granted, right? That's very important. It's not something like eating food and changing a remote channel, you're watching a television program. Sriram, I'll eat, also I'll change a channel. PMP is not like that. Either eat or change a channel, either of one. So give focus towards it, right? So coming back, do practice exam when you are fresh and active. If you're not fresh also, come back from office, go for a walk for 5-10 minutes, take a good shower, fresh, sit for the exam. Don't ever sit for the exam with an empty stomach. You feel much hungry. When you're in a hungry mode, you start clicking the answers automatically. Don't do that. Eat some food and have some water and sit for the exam. Shriram, this is too much, man. You're talking about food and all. Important. 4 hours. 4 hours is not easy. 4 hours you can watch movie, not exam, right? You're going to burn your energy. Yeah? When you do exam 3-4 hours, you can touch and feel it. You'll feel the heat here. I'll tell you, when the exam is going to touch it, you'll feel the heat. Your body is burning the fuel. You need energy. So drink good water and have good food and take the exam. How do is, before I start reading, I go for a walk and I take a good shower and start reading. Or after doing an exam, I just close my laptop and I go for a walk, read some good book, and then only start seeing the analysis of question. I won't analyze the question immediately. The reason is already burn the energy. I don't want to burn furthermore. You can question me, Shriram, you look like you talk like a NASA rocket launch man. You may feel that I'm talking for a person who come from the backbench like me. Okay. If you're a first bench person in school, always you get 99.9. Some of my tips may not help you. You will feel, oh, come on, guys. I'll do in the left hand. Okay. If you're such a person, fine. You can ignore the tips, what I said. If you are like me from the last bench, We need this. That too, after the age of 25, 30, usually your brain slowly get rusted. It is pretty hard to bring it back, right? Good. Anybody here backbenchers like me? Okay, Krishna is putting a point. Do you recommend to write the exam from? Okay, I'll come to you, Krishna. Krishna is putting a point. Is it good to write an exam in the center or a proctor? I would tell go to exam to the center, because if you ask the same question in the month of December with me, I'll say go for a proctor, because that was heavy demand season. Also, COVID was there, so I don't want you to take a risk. Now, I would recommend go to center, because center has a proper ambience, a proper place, a proper sitting posture. You don't need to worry about security. You don't need to worry about system failure. Your brain is out of that problem. When you sit at a home with a laptop, you don't sit properly. You usually sit like this. You've seen that? You will sit like a fried prawn. If you sit like a prawn like this for 5 hours or 4 hours, your neck pain will start happening. You won't concentrate well. If you sit in the center, they have a proper chair, a proper monitor, and power, AC, everything's taken care. You don't have to worry about it. My first choice is if center is available, go for it. If anybody remote part of the country, somebody I was talking other day in Dubai, she was far away from the main city place. She can't come to Dubai for writing the exam. It's pretty tough. For them, it's fine. Somebody from Canada, heavy snow season is happening. They can't travel. For them, it's fine. People like normal city, you have all the facilities, go for center. But if it is center based exam, you have to plan pretty advanced, because a booking should happen. I may cover this a little later in that topic. To answer the question, I'm telling that center is my first preference. If not, go to proctor. Proctor is also good, amazingly. Maybe I have a kid at home, I can't leave my kid and go to center. So what to do? I can take the exam with laptop at home, but only thing, have personal laptop, no office laptop. Use proper wi-fi, no hotspot. Use Microsoft operating system mostly, not Mac, which has some blockers. Have proper power supply with the UPS. Well and good, you can write the exam. Hope that helps. Let's move to the next topic. Um, fourth topic. Take 5 days off from the work. Okay, don't go and tell to your senior manager. My coach Sriram is telling that take 5 days leave. I'm taking leave. It's not like that. What I'm telling is, when you take few days off from your work, your brain be little relieved from a regular mail checking process, regular stand-up calls, regular meetings. When you don't do the regular thing, your brain has extra room to think. Use last 4 or 5 days only for preparation, and avoid the distraction of mobile and television. Shiram, I don't watch it, man. Well and good. If you have a habit of watching mobile and television, get away few days before the examination. It's very, very, very important, right? So last 2 points is take off, take a break, and then also get away from distraction. It will help you. Good. I think we came little topic here. So what are topics we covered? We spoke about learning. We spoke about reading books. We spoke about connecting the dots. We spoke about solving the questions. We spoke about exam mindset. Shriram, all these things are needed. Without this, can I clear the exam? 100% you can clear the exam. But I'm talking for the people who are from the first bench till the last bench. You may be from different variety of your life model. Whatever I'm giving here, it's a life-changing system. I don't want you to just clear the exam and go away with a certificate. I want you to experience this certificate. When you experience this certificate, this experience carry you forward, clearing more things in your life. That's a basement we're trying to put here, right? Okay, let's get to the main area. How to solve questions. I'm going to take some questions now. By the way, before this, so far, are you comfortable? Did you got some points useful for you? Did you note down the points? Anyway, this is available in the YouTube. If anybody not subscribed, please subscribe in the YouTube. And if you feel any topic specifically to be covered, please let us know. We'll be happy to cover for you, right? That's our intention. Right here. Let's go to the exam questions now. I know some of you waiting for this. Okay, before getting the exam questions, some more basic stuff. What you have to look for the question. Keep your eyes focused on certain areas. What are certain areas? I will tell. First thing, understand the project manager role as per the PMI. If you go to chapter 1, 2, 3, there is a place which talks about project manager role. Have anybody seen that? Can I see the chat window? Have anybody seen the project manager role there? What are the role of a project manager? Have anybody seen it? Soumya says yes. Krishna says yes. Few of them saying yes here. If you're not seen that, please go to PMBOK 6th edition, read the role properly. If you don't learn that role, you are going to struggle in many questions where they ask, as a manager, what you will do. Have you seen these questions in PMI or any PMP sample question? Have you seen that? As a manager, what you will do. The moment they ask you will do, what actually you do, right? You will think from your perspective. I'm not saying wrong. It's fine. Imagine you worked in a project in your life. Most of the project are failure project. Your answer also will be failure. Imagine you worked in most of the successful project in your life. Chances are your answer will be correct. Now, can you take this chance inside the exam hall? No, you cannot, because you pumped in your money, your time. Why you want to take the risk? Rather, go to PMBOK book. There are a lot of books in the market. Just go to PMBOK book. There is a page which talks about project manager role. Read it completely. In that, certain words will be there. If you don't understand, Google that words and understand what they mean by that. When you understand that role clearly, I'll tell you, many questions will resolve. Seriously, Shriram, seriously, believe me. There is no shortcut here. That one paragraph or three paragraph other, read that, you will get it. Second point, on the right side, I put down there. Okay, let me bring out my marker. Okay, one I said is about the project manager. Okay, I said about the project manager. Please note down if you have a paper next to you, role of the project manager. Don't go Google and read all the stuff. There are a lot there in the Google. Please read from PMBOK. That is more than enough. Read it properly. And the next one you have to read is Agile Team. Oof, man. Seriously? Seriously, you have to read Agile Team. What is the role of Agile Team? What is the role of Scrum Master? What is the role of Product Owner? Shriram, where to read this? Some of this portion available in Agile Practice Guide. Some of this portion available in Scrum Guide. Some of this portion available in Mike Griffith book. There is a book for ACP, Agile Certified Practitioner. Mike Griffith, chapter number 1 or chapter number 2, or sometimes you go to chapter number 3, which talks about the team. Read these roles carefully. Why? If you're taking PMP exam until December 2020, I'll be very happy to tell, read only the role of manager, you will clear the exam. Because most of the questions are predictive nature. Most of the questions are assuming that only manager has to take the decision. In agile world, manager will be facilitating. Many decisions will be solved by the team itself. So you should understand how this team will solve this. So you have to be a little careful on that, right? So I'll repeat the point again. Project manager role, read in PMBOK 6th edition. There'll be a couple of pages. Read that properly. I repeat the word properly. Don't read watching television. Don't read eating food. Sit and read properly what they are saying there. Read 2 times. Read 3 times. The more you understand the role there, whenever the question comes, what you will do, the word you, Y-O-U, it means manager. Only when you know the role, you can better understand the question. Point 1. 2, Agile Team. For Agile Team understanding, you can read Agile Practice Guide, which is part of PMBOK 6th edition, last 200 pages. You can read Scrum Guide, 14 pages. There is a PDF. It's available in the Scrum website itself. Go to Scrum Alliance, you'll see that. Free. Third one, Mike Griffith book. Mike Griffith has an amazing book, chapter 1, chapter 2, or sometimes chapter 3 also. It's a huge content, but read the chapter 1, chapter 2 very carefully. you will get some details of this role, right? Now, when you understand the agile role, what will happen is you understood the project manager role, you understood the agile team role. Now you know the people, okay, who is going to work in the project. When a question comes, either the question attack the manager or the question attack the team. So now you know whom to do what. When you know this, better you will be in a position to decide which answer to go. If you don't know their roles, you assume something and start answering. That is where we start failing, right? Okay, there is something happening in the chat. Okay, good. Hope Shilpa got it. Okay, there is a question here. Krishna's putting, can we refer Rita 9th edition or is a 10th edition is recommended? Are there any major difference between 9th edition, 10th edition? Okay, 9th edition is a good book. 10th edition is also a good book. Now, what's the difference is 9th and 10th. In 10th edition, Rita book has added more of agile topics. Each knowledge area added more of agile questions in the book, more of hybrid questions in the system. So I would recommend read a 10th edition, which covers the latest content, right? 9th is not bad. 9th is one layer. On top of that, they added one more layer. So if you read 9th edition already, well and good. Now read the advanced added layer alone in 10th edition, sufficient for you. Hope that answers you, right? Great, let's move a little more. So I gave two things. One is project manager role. Second one is what I gave second one for understanding the question. What is the second tip? First one is project manager role. What is the second tip? Agile team roles. Fantastic. Understand the agile team roles very well. If you are not from agile background, for you understanding this role is little difficult. But actually it's very simple. But imagine I'm coming from construction industry. Somebody says a scrum master. I don't know what this guy is scrum master, yeah. I know tea master. I know this karate master. What is a scrum master? I don't understand, yeah. So for you people who don't understand what it is, go to YouTube. Search for role of scrum master. They'll give a short video for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Listen that. It is a role, scrum master role, which is not equivalent to project manager. But scrum master's role, which will facilitate the project. Understand the word facilitation, facilitate the project, right? So go each role, understand it. The more you understand the role, you better solve the questions. I'll repeat again. The most you understand the role, better you solve the question. Okay, hope you are good in this area. Let's attack the next area. The next area is project. In exam question, the question will target the project. They will give CPI, cost performance index. They will give SPI, schedule performance index. They will give a risk happening in the project. They will give resource delay in the project. Now the question is targeting the project, not the manager, not the agile team, project. When they target the project, you should think on the benefit of the project, what answer should come out. I'll repeat again. When the question target the project directly, now you have to see on the benefit of the project, what to do, right? The project can be US election. Project can be COVID medicine. Project can be a small mobile application software. A project can be a bridge construction. Now, as a leader, within the role of project manager, what can be the benefit for this project out of this answer? You have to see in that direction. And these areas are tough areas. Those are the areas on situational question. Shriram, situation is very tough, yeah. What is situation? A music composer for a movie is given a situation. Hero is coming there, heroine is coming there. Can you compose a romantic song? Without understanding the situation, the music director cannot compose a song. So you being a manager, sitting for the PMP exam, you should understand who is hero, who is heroine, what is happening here. Then when you can compose some music. I'm seeing many people are scared of situational question. And if you go to any tips and tricks, people scare more about the situation means, oh my God, nothing. Situation means a story is there. A story tells something like this happening. Can you compose a music? You have to observe it and tell that there is a romance happening, romantic song. There is a violence happening, violence music. You should know the situation of that. I'll be so happy if somebody give a situation, right? Now I'll go back. When you learned it properly with the basement of learning, when you read the book with the proper reading habit, when you connected the dots properly, what I said, when you go with the exam solving methodology, now when a situation comes in front of you, you will feel so happy. Wow, I like this situation. If these things are not done, we came with a short route situation, you will suffer. That's the problem. But even today, if you clear the exam without understanding what is situation, in a real life, there will be a situation coming. That day, you should not feel bad. I don't know how to answer, right? So the root comes from there. Let's go back here. So I said about three things, right? Role of the manager, role of the agile teams, and project situations. Now, the last point, I would have spoken already about this. On the leftmost, you see past tense, present tense, and future tense. Whenever you see a question, keep an eye on tense of the question. Sham, is it tense very important? Very important, right? I go to office. Let's say Monday, I'm going to office. My team member is coming to me. Shram, Friday we went to production. It's a failure. Friday we went to production. It was a failure. What will be my reaction? My reaction will be, hey, what happened? Is there any escalation? Anything happened? Is it being handled? I will start addressing, is there anything done? It means event has closed. Now I have to arrest that problem. I have to work on arresting the problem. Production happened on Friday, it failed. It has a different meaning. Tuesday, we are going to production. 3 of the resource not going to come on office. What to do? Now it's a situation. Tuesday, we are going to production in system and 2 or 3 of the resource not available. What to do? Now you have to use your knowledge to solve the problem. So there is a difference between something going to happen, something happening, something happened. Now, when you know the role of the manager, when you know the role of the teams, when you know the situation of the project, when you know tense of the question what is asked, come on, man, you can answer it. Do you think you can answer it when you know this stuff? What's your thought? Let me see your comment window. What do you think? Is it possible to answer if you know all this stuff? Absolutely, yes. You can get close to the question. You will get close to the answers. Highly possible. The basement is song. You will get very close to the answer now. Okay, now this is good. Great. So please note on these points. Hope you all written down the points. If anybody watching the YouTube, the video is always available. But don't think video is always there. You listen later. When you listen, when you get some good points, write down. Writing is one of the good habit to shine in the market. With this, let's get to the question. Oh my God, this is a big question. Let's go. Read this question. Read this question and try some answer. Let us talk some keywords in this question. Let's try some keyword in this question. Okay. I'm looking out for your answers. Give a try. Right or wrong, give a try. Okay, I can start seeing answers start coming up. Okay. One answer is getting repeated. Okay. Okay. Most of them going with the answer C, not being able to measure completion of the product of the project. I'm seeing one answer coming with the A. having to cut cost on the project, right? So now let's go one by one. Oh, B also coming. Now I got to answer A, B, C. Only D is missing. Okay. Okay. Thanks for the people who gave the answers. Majority going with now B. Making sure the customer have approved the project scope. Okay. Fine. Great. Let's see some of the keywords in the question. First keyword here is requirements have been changing throughout the project. Requirements keep on changing in the project. Okay. So now reading this sentence, some of you think that why don't you make sure the scope is frozen? Makes better, right? Let's see some more. No matter what the project manager has tried to accomplish in managing the project, it means some attempt has happened. Keep on changing. The manager has made an attempt no matter what he did. Now, the question is asking, what is the future of this project? Now, if you look at this question, they are talking first thing is about CPI. They're given some information here. The information talks about CPI. CPI is cost performance index, which is 1.13. What is 1.13? Is it under budget or over budget? If CPI is 1.13, is under budget or over budget? Under budget, right? It's in control. Budget's in control. So if it's budget's in control, I don't think we have to worry about it now. Things in good shape. Okay, things in good shape, but requirement is keep on changing. Manager tried whatever it can do, but still nothing is happening. So what is the future? Question is about the future. Now, is this question on the project or on the manager or a combination of both? Is it on the project or on the manager? The question is on the project or on the manager. What the phase in the future? Do you think it's a look like a project? The question is on the project. Right? Look like project, right? Look like project. Okay, great. So let's start answering some from the bottom. Let's start answering from the bottom. The bottom is usually I answer like this. I'll go from D, C, B, A. Okay, there is some logic behind that. Okay, let's start going here. Having to add a resource to the project. I don't think there's a need here, right? Already we are performing well under the budget. Things are going good, but adding the resource will not resolve this problem. That's not the thing of future. So we have to strike out elimination technique. Not being able to measure the completion. This wording look pretty close to the situation. So let's park this answer. We'll go to making sure the customer has approved the project scope. Do you think it will be answer? Making sure the customer, maybe in future they can try, but currently no matter what the project manager has tried, nothing is happening. So this may not be the future, right? So we have to go with the strikeout option, making sure the customer has approved the project scope doesn't solve here. Why it's not solving here? If you look at here, they're asking the phase in the future. Now what answer here? Make sure you have to approve the project scope, which is not going to resolve the situation, which is not going to tell the right answer. Having to cut the cost on the project. Do you think we have to cut the cost? Because we are already under the budget. We are good in shape of a budget. So if we use the elimination technique, A and D straight away move out. A and D will move out straight away, whereas a competition is between B and C. Do I need to go for a scope freezing? Do I need to tell that in future we can't measure it properly? If you put these two as a competition, which one will win the game? I'll repeat again. With the situation here, budget is in control, requirement is keep on changing, managers have tried his best, but still it is not in control. Now, what is the situation of the project in the future? If that's the case, I may not think of adding resource. I may not think of cutting the cost. A and D ruled out. So it could be between B and C. If it is B and C, there is already a place selling that no matter what the project manager tried, right? So if this is a case, do you think you will go for freezing the scope, or do you tell that not being able to measure completion of the product of the future, project in the future? Which one you'll go? So I'm seeing some of them saying answer C. Sandy is saying, isn't it scope frozen at the start of the project? Possible, Sandy, but what if the change comes in? It doesn't mean that if frozen, you won't change it, right? You will change it. Scope management is something like keep adding. That's why we have CCB, Change Control Board, which take into recommendation, make changes, right? Right? Things can change. You cannot tell it won't change. That's a point here. Okay, if you look at here, let's go for a elimination technique. We remove out, then it automatically goes to the not being able to measure. Okay, I'm not more interested for you to push you on the answer. I'm interested on telling you how to look out a question. When you start looking at the question, look out the words which can help you. The keywords which I mark on a red line could be the hint for you to understand something is not going good. Project manager has attempted something and they're asking for the future event. The tense is going to be future event. If that's the case, what will be the future? The future will be couldn't measure properly, right? I know it's a little tough question. Why I brought this question is to make you to understand that the questions will use a CPI and SPI and give an idea what is happening with the numbers. So CPI, SPI is used these days in the question for this kind of scenarios. They are not asking you to do calculation, EVM calculation. Rather, they're using these numbers to tell you what is the situation of the project currently, right? Okay, great. I think you got some idea before I go furthermore. Okay, okay. Fine, fine, fine. Let's talk one more question. Okay, there is a question here. Let's read this question. Okay, there is a question from Krishna. I don't understand the wording product. Any project will give an outcome as a product, isn't it? That's how it is, right? A bridge construction is a project. Output is a product, which is nothing but a bridge. Use after, it's a product coming out. Its output is a product, right? That's how it is. Great. Let's take this question. Tup, 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 tup. So what is the keyword happening here? Now, is this question targeting project, project manager, or project team? Whom it is targeting? Project, project manager, project team. Whom it's targeting? Whom it's targeting? Project manager it's targeting. Which of the following best describes what the project manager has done? The last sentence is very clear. The question is looking something on what project manager has done. Okay. Is it a past tense, present tense, or future tense? What is happening here? Past, present, or future? What are they doing here? The question is looking for past tense, present tense, or past tense. Very good. Many of you telling past tense. So you understood the target is on the project manager. You understood the question is on the past tense. Very good. Now, if you know the role of the project manager really well, now you know what situation happening here, you can answer it. This is a very tricky question. I brought it specifically to throw some tricky question. Okay. Now let's go by the keyword. Tell me what is a keyword in this question from your eyes, from your perspective. Tell me a keyword in this question, keyword or key sentence. What is that in the question? Scope changes. Okay, somebody's telling scapes, heavy users, feedback. Very good. Very good. I'm seeing a lot of keywords coming up. Feedback is happening, many keywords. Many are saying it's something like heavy users. Okay, let's go one by one. Let's go one by one. First thing, we'll understand the question here. Okay, let's go to the keywords. First thing, a project manager on a multinational. It means you. Okay, right. Let's go to the next stage. First, understand whom you're targeting. Then, heavy users of this new website. Be careful. Heavy users of this new website. When the project is complete, it means The project which you are doing is not completed. It is still in progress. Read the question again, the sentence, who will be heavy user of this new website when the project is completed? It means still not completed, right? Now they describe some annoying features or aspects of the current website. On the current website, they started talking something about the current website. Look at here, be very careful in this kind of questions. In this kind of questions, they're giving very carefully heavy users of new website. When the project is complete and the site is rolled out, it means you are meeting the people who are going to use your project in future, not now. Not now, because they're currently using one website. They are talking about that current website. They're talking annoying aspects of current website, not about your project. Be careful, right? Once you understood this, the project manager takes this feedback to the sponsor and encourages design scope changes. All are happening. Now, question is, which are the following best describes? Always when they use the word best, more than one answer can be close and correct answer. More than one answer can be close. So they're asking about what is the best one describes here. What the project manager has done. Done. So tell me, is it a past tense or present tense or future tense? It is a past tense, isn't it? Done. It's over. It's a past tense. Now you understand there is a manager. This manager has done something, and it was an incident that happened already, very clear. So it's talking about the manager, talking about the incident happened. Now let's go to the answer. Tell me by elimination technique, which two things you want to remove straight away. Tell me two things. I don't want this. Which one you don't want? Straight away. Some people are telling B and C, remove it out. B and C, remove it out. B and D, remove it out. Some telling B and D, remove it out. Someone say A and D, remove it out. Okay. Okay. A and D, remove it out. Okay. Well. So I'll go with A and D removal, because we are not doing any scope planning here. We are not doing any scope planning here. No planning happening here. I think it's scope planning is not there. Scope validation is also not happening, because they are talking about their old website, which they are using now. They are not talking about your website, isn't it? They're not talking about your website. They're talking about the website which they are using already. So scope validation is also not in the discussion. A and D straight away gone. Now, are they doing something change control here? Are they doing some change control here? Something happening on that? They're talking about their old website, not your website. Are they talking any change control here? So it is not targeting your project. It is not targeting your project. I'll repeat again. They're talking about current website, not your website. Your website yet to ready. But you just went for a party to talk with these guys, and these guys are scolding, annoying their old website. But you are in the production of doing the new website. They didn't talk anything about you, your project. They're talking about something old. Now, what happened is the change control has not happened here. You did only the stakeholder analysis, understand who is important in the project, what these guys are talking, what is their interest, what is their influence in the project. That's what you did in this program. It's called stakeholder analysis. All right. So this question goes a little deep inside to give an idea that you should focus on the second and third sentence, right? Good. Now tell me, when you observe this question, how many of you missed to understand here they are talking about old website, not your new project? How many of you missed to understand this? How many of you missed it? How many of you missed it? Many of us would have missed it. Many of us missed it, understanding that they are talking about our project. When you closely observe here, they didn't talk about your project. They're talking about the current website. So if you read this sentence properly, new website when the project is completely rolled out, right? So, okay, why I put this, I would have said this question earlier in different forums also for you. But the point I want to tell you is, even though you are careful in the exam, chances are you may misread the concepts, misread the question. I'll tell you why. The problem here is we may not be a native English people. If you're not a native English people, certain words don't go to the brain properly. It has to translate to a regional language, convert it back to the English, you miss it. Many times it happens. So this is the reason I request you all to read the basement properly, listen the classes properly, practice mind mapping, and then come for the solving questions. When you do this in order, chances are you can read this question the right way. If you can't read this, could be some basement missed out or some urgency. Today I just gave an example for you. This question I have shown at least 2-3 times in different forum. The same person reading this question second time again do the mistake, because we don't have the patience to read that particular word. Right? Good. Does it help you a little bit? You got it a little bit? Okay. Ha 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 ha. That's good. That's good. Fantastic. Great. 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 Okay. Let's talk one more question. The last question before we talk some other topic. Strikeout option, strikeout option, strikeout option. I just picked up some of the crazy questions. Okay. Don't think that PMA will have all of these questions like this. I try to prepare you for Olympics game, then ask you to play the Asian games. So you feel free, happy to play, right? Don't feel I'm going to push you like this. Don't think PMI will throw all these questions like this. I'm just throwing you some of the toughest question. Okay, great. Let's touch one last question, right? The last question. Now read it. Now I gave 2 scenarios for you. This time I want you to read the way what I said and answer it properly. Read carefully. Don't be urgent. Some of you who read the book already will be having the answer handy. Just throw the answer. Answers started coming C and B. Okay, some saying aggressive, some saying supportive. C and B. Let's see who goes majority. T comes it. Oh my goodness. I'm seeing C, I'm sorry, C, B, and D. All 3 are coming. A missed out. Anybody want to go for A? Anybody want to go for A? No. Okay. 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 Majority goes to C now. Majority goes to C. Very good. Now tell me the keyword in the question. Keyword in the question. Keyword in the question. What is the keyword in the question? As per the PMBOK 6th edition, the moment you see some statement talking about as per something, it means you have to follow that norms. When the moment they use as per, you have to have the knowledge and you have to direct on the answer. If not, it's going to be trouble. But again, Shriram, will they ask this kind of questions? Not sure. This is just to make you understand. That's it. Don't think they'll be focused on the PMBOK 6th edition. The exam is not based on the PMBOK 6th edition. Exam is based on content outline. This is just to give an idea what if they put such kind of thought. But I want you to focus on stakeholder classification. You should know what is stakeholder classification. Then only you will be able to answer it. Now, the very, very important word is not an engagement. Many have this problem. They'll be quickly reading the question. They'll start seeing, okay, resistance is one of the model. Check it, go to the next question. Only when you read not an option, you will understand resistant, neutral, supportive, leading, right? These are the classification model for stakeholder. Aggressive is not part of it. You will come to know, right? Okay, if you read the book, you'll get it. If somebody who went to the answer B, somebody went to the answer D, did you miss the word not an? Did you miss the word not option? Do anybody miss the word not? Anybody in this group miss the word not? Somebody has missed the word, right? Even though you read it carefully, you will miss the word not an option. So what will your mind will tell is, okay, I have seen somewhere classification model means resistant, I have seen it. I have seen something called supportive. Quickly you'll choose it. Then you'll run away. You will think it's a very easy question, yeah? What's a big deal? Let's choose and go. In the easy question only, you will do mistakes. In easy question only, you will do mistakes because you lose the grip. Many big batsmen in cricket will get out in the easy ball. Have anybody observed it? Have anybody observed it? The biggest cricket players lose a wicket in the easiest ball. You know why? When the easy ball comes, they don't see that not an option. Not an option will not come to their eyes. So don't take easy question as easy. Anytime stay stable. That's important in leadership. Even in corporate, when a small decision comes in front of you, you should be careful enough this decision where it will impact. I don't see exam as an exam. I'm seeing exam as a situation, as a scenario on your real life, right? That's a point. Okay, some people are very worried about the picture here. Okay, great. Good luck. Great. Let's move quickly. Okay. Oh my goodness, I have one more question. Yeah. Okay, let's attack one more question. This time I put the latest model question. You have to do three choices. So this question, quickly read and eliminate two things out of team charter. Can you do that? Use elimination technique, remove two things out. In PMI PMP 2021, they're using multi-choices. When they use multi-choices, I recommend you use only elimination technique. That's a only way to attack this question. How to eliminate? You should know what is team charter. If you don't know what is team charter, it's pretty hard to eliminate. Let's see how many of you eliminating perfectly. Eliminate. Answer is B, D, E as per Soumya. Okay. I said elimination. Which two things you want to eliminate? Okay. Ashwini says, I don't know the team charter. Okay. If we don't know, this answer is gone for us. Only when we know, we can answer it. Elimination, which you see that totally wrong, doesn't fit in here. Okay. Soumya put it as, okay, Lakshmi Kant says A and C. Fantastic. If you know what is a team charter and you have seen this before, what will be typically means usually under a charter, what can be there? So Shriram, do you see any bullet points for team charter? Yes, it is there. But it is not only 4 points. There could be 6 points, 8 points, 10 points. There are a lot of points for team charter. But in this 5 items, 2 items are totally alien. In a charter is a ground understanding between the team. In a ground understanding between the team, I don't want to talk about the capacity of the team. In a proper understanding between the team, I don't want to talk about team holiday timelines. That won't be here. That will be in the resource timeline somewhere else, right? Whereas the team values will be there, agreements between the team of what timeline they want to work will be there, operating guidelines will be there. Don't think only 3 items. There are few more in charter. But in this question, in this example, these 3 are valuable. Rest 2 are something alien out of it, right? When you know team charter, you can answer it. If you don't know that, you have to use elimination technique by your thought process, right? You have to think where the holiday will be there. Holiday won't be here, right? It will be somewhere in the calendar for the project. Where the capacity will be there. Why the capacity to be in the team charter? It won't be here. It should be some other place. If you start thinking that, if you remove it, chances are you may choose the right answer. I specifically put this question because some of you know that, some of you don't know that. Even if you don't know, if you use the presence of mind, logical sense, you can answer these questions. See, these exams are not a chemistry or physics, which you have to know line by line. These are little common sense question. If it's a common sense question, if you think for 10, 15 seconds, you will get the answer. That's how it is, right? Okay, hope it was good. Great. What is this lady going to do? Okay, by the way, up to the things are good. Did you got some info? Session? Okay, great. Okay, what I see is many people are worried about preparation. They feel that Shinam, nothing is happening, nothing growing well. I always tell them that don't give up the hope. You have to practice. Leadership does not happen overnight. Don't ever try shortcut. If you try shortcut, you will be a shortcut leader. You won't be a leader, you'll be only a manager. Always go in the right route. Always follow the honesty. Even if you win later, that's okay. But win with happiness and proudness. That's very important. Let's watch out this one video which talks about don't give up. right? I'll play this video. After this video, I'll give some more topic. How many of you feel that? Yes, experience counts. Do you feel that? Do you feel that? Yeah. Right. It's very what to say that you should feel that, right? I'm capable of doing that. Do you see Usain Bolt while he was running, finishing line started beating here? It's me. Do you see the joy of this Brazilian lady when she won the game again? Right. So it's not something like so like some people tell that life is so easy. Oh, I came in, I just won the game, I become the billionaire now. If that happens, everybody would have become a billionaire, right? It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't go as easy as many people tell on the internet. No, you have to put efforts. You have to work hard. Failures will be there. Nose will bleed. You will cry. You will kneel down. Still, you have to come back. That's important, right? Leadership is all about that. You go to the rock bottom. The whole world of finger point on you. You are a failure. Still, you come back. You know one dialogue they said about it? The massive revenges or greatest revenge is massive success. The greatest revenge is massive success. So work hard. I put the points here telling that have a proper learning method in front of you. Don't try shortcuts. Read proper books in a proper way and connect the dots in your brain. Solve the questions in a right way with what I said, past tense, present tense, future tense. Have an exam mindset to sit for 4 hours. This is our life changing. My life is going to change. Put the effort and then follow some of the exam question patterns I was talking about. I'll tell you, result is yours. PMP is nothing when you start having this habit in front of you. Goal can be bigger. You can achieve more than what you're doing today. Make sense? Are you with me? Comfortable? Good for the day? Great. Great. One more information. If anybody has to learn something on PMP, I think, yeah, there is a batch happening next Saturday, March 13th. Approach Rahul Gupta, who is our executive. We'll give some more details. I think most of you here are our regular candidates following with us PMP. Some may be new here. Reach out, will guide you for the upcoming classes. We do conduct regularly classes. We do have YouTube videos going up. So people who are in this group, you can subscribe to our channels and let know, Shriram, talk about this topic. I want to listen through you. Of course, there are a lot of people talking on the internet about PMP. If you feel, Shriram, can you talk about this? Tell those topics in the comments. I'll spend some time, work out, and come back to you. It can be my version of telling the same content. Maybe it's a repetition, but I'll try to in my view. So that's a point coming up. So first, I want to give thanks to most of you participated here. I have put of course, I want to put in 1.5 hours, but I took 1 hour 45 minutes. So what I try to put here is try to give some knowledge to you, which can make a systematic flow. And again, repeat it, work with honesty when you're in leadership. Don't try shortcuts. If you try shortcuts, your life will be always short. Try hard, work hard, get it. And that day when you get it, you will get an emotion. When you get a tears, that's a winning day, right? So work out on that part. Great. Thanks all for participating. I do get some questions here. I'll try to solve them before I wind up the session. Okay, comments. Krishna is asking, batch is starting by coming on Saturday. This is a 5-weekend batch, Saturday, Sunday. You can participate. I'll ask our students or I'll ask our Rahul Gupta to help you. You'll do that. Yes, students who have been part of the previous classes, you are welcome to listen our classes. We keep all our doors most of the time open. You are free to listen our classes. Great. Any questions, reach out us through comments in YouTube's link or reach out our WhatsApp, reach out our email support@shrilearning.com. We are an open forum. We are helping people 24/7, right? So many of us know how we are support you. At the same time, we want a reciprocation from you. What kind of reciprocation? Show commitment, show discipline, show character. And when you win with the proudness that I know things, right? So keep winning, be top 2%. Thanks for participating here. Have a great weekend. Thank you.